Krishna ma'am again. Today I'm back with the book Snapshots chapter 3 and the chapter, as the name says, Rangas Marriage. It's very interesting. This is a very simple story. Simple story written in a humorous way with simple character, and every dialogue, every scene, everything in this story is very much down to the earth. Okay, so now let's see the characters of the story. We have, if we see, we have only four main characters. That is first Rangappa, or as we call him, Ranga over here. He is the protagonist of this particular story, and here he is the accountant's son who has gone to Bangalore for his studies. Okay, and second character is Shyama, or the narrator himself. Okay, he has played a very interesting role here, very humorous role here. He is very down to the earth, very lively character here. And the third character here is small girl. Okay, we should call her a small girl only because she is only 11 years old and her name is Ratna. She is Rama Rao's niece, and she has a small role in this also because Ratna and Rangappa or Ranga, they will be the main role of this Rangas marriage. Now the fourth character here who plays a very significant role also is Shastriji, or the village astrologer. Okay, so I will divide this chapter into two videos. In the first video, which I will cover today, we will learn about, now let's see what will we learn in this story. So these are the things we're going to learn, and in today's video I will cover about the title, okay, because the starting of the chapter itself is about the title. Okay, so this is not a fancy title, and why no fancy title has been given to this chapter. Second one is about the village Hosali, that is the village of the narrator, and he was very much in love with his village. Third one is about Ranga's homecoming, which, and the scene is very interesting scene. When you come to read that, you'll enjoy that. And the fourth one, which we will read today, which we'll study today, is Shyama wanted him to get married. Now, who is him? Ranga. Shyama here, he wants Ranga to get married according to the tradition and culture of that small village. So now, what was the tradition of that small village? That was child marriage. That's why he decided that he will get Ranga married to a girl who is only 11 years old. And 11 years children, as you know, it's too a young age for getting married for a girl also. But those days, let's see when this story was written. Okay, I forgot to tell you, the name of the narrator is Masti Venkatesh Iyengar. So, Masti Venkatesh Iyengar, he was born in 1819 and he was dead in 1986. So that was long back. He was born on 6 June and he was dead on the same day, that is 6 June. But 1819, so that time, the tradition and culture in Karnataka. Okay, this is the story of Karnataka, Mysore. So they follow the tradition and culture is very well, typical South Indian way. So we'll come to know how it was South Indian. They believed in child marriage. And those days, English was not considered, and English was not part of our local language like it is today. Okay, today our mother tongue is Hindi, but we don't speak Hindi. To be frank, we speak English, okay? Not Hindi, not English, English. So that is a mixture. Now the language has been diluted already. So now what the narrator says that in those days, English language had not been influenced in the local language of Kannada language. If they speak Kannada language, it was pure Kannada language. It was not Kannada plus English mix. Okay, not Bengali or not some other language, some other dialect plus English mix. If it is English, it has to be English. It has to be Hindi, only Hindi. So in his village, from where he hailed, it was a place, it was a small village in Mysore, Hosahali. So in Hosahali, they spoke Kannada because it was in Karnataka and it's a small village in Mysore. Okay, so these points we will learn in the next video tomorrow. Now, in short, in this story, okay, Ranga, those days they didn't believe in high education. Okay, if you study in your own city, in your own village, in your own town or state, that was enough for them. And English was not anything. They didn't believe in going for an English medium school those days because they loved their own language. But the accountant of Hosahali village, he took enough courage. He had the guts to send his son Ranga to Bangalore. Okay, what we call Bangalore now, it was Bangalore those days. So he sent his son Ranga for studying English in Bangalore. He returned after 6 months. So after 6 months, when he returned, people of the village, they were very curious. They just wanted to know whether he has changed, this and that. How would he look? So they would just make a crowd to see what difference the English medium school has made on Ranga. So let's explore in the studies whether anything has been changed in that boy. And the second thing which is in this story is about the marriage. Okay, after going to study in an English medium school, view of Ranga changed a little bit. Okay, his views became a little bit modernized with his education, but the tradition and culture, Indian traditional Tamilian Kannada culture was still very much inside him. And how will we know that? We will know that later. That how the tradition is still in that boy, even though his thoughts, his thinking, especially with the marriage, has been modernized. Because Shyama was very impressed when he met Ranga. So he wanted, so once children, you also know that how are things with we people in India. When we like somebody, we want that person to get married to somebody in our circle. The thing is still prevails these days. So those days long back, you can just see here, long back, the marriage of everybody was everybody's business. It was everybody's matter. So everybody was almost concerned in other people's marriage. So Shyama liked Ranga. He was impressed by the way he talks, by his manners and everything. So he wanted, inside his heart, he wanted to get married to some good girl of his choice. And what was his choice? In those days, the girls who were fit for marriage, who were considered for marriage, were only small girls. And in his mind, in his eyes, he had a small girl in his mind as a would-be bride for Ranga, that is Ratna. So let's come to the chapter now. Okay, now what is the starting? When you see this title, some may ask, why Ranga's marriage? Okay, so this is the starting of the chapter. Why the chapter has been named Rangas Marriage. Why some elaborate title has not been given, some grand, some big title. So what is the reason the narrator is giving here? The narrator is telling that why should I give big title to it? It's nothing grand. Ranga is my own child. So, and Ranga's marriage is my own concern. So it's very simple thing that I want him to get married. So this is, if this is Ranga's marriage, the title should be Ranga's Marriage. Simple as that. Okay. So I'm not giving any fancy title to this. That's what reason he's giving. Now, second thing, that is in the very first paragraph, in the very first page, what else is he telling? He's mentioning about his village Hosali. Okay, it was a small village in Mysore, and he was feeling sorry that there's no mention of this in the map. Neither these English people or these Indian officers ever cared to look at this small village Hosali. Nobody ever cared to mention it. So there's no mention about it in geography books. So if there's no mention about the geography book, even the cartographers never mentioned it in the map. So what is this cartographer? Cartographer means people who draws map. We call them cartographer. So there is no mention of that village, not even a small shadow. Fine. So he felt sorry for that. But still, even though there was no mention of that, he loved his village. And how did he show it here? He's telling, you can see in the second paragraph, how is he comparing the importance of his small village? He's telling that what the importance of Mysore is to Bharatvarsha, means is to India. The same importance Karyadabu holds for the festive meals in Karnataka. Now what is Karyadabu? Karyadabu is a local sweet of Karnataka. And that is an auspicious sweet. Like in northern India, what is an auspicious sweet? If we do some puja, some marriage ceremonies or whatever, devoting something, offering something to God, we have this laddu. Okay, so this is auspicious thing for us, and that is a must for every auspicious occasion. So in the same way for Karnataka, that is Kariga Dabu. Okay, Kariga Dabu. So the same importance Hosali holds for Mysore, what the filling hold for Kariga Dabu. Now what is the filling? The filling of coconut and jaggery, coconut and sugar, that is stuffed inside the sweet. So he's telling that the importance of Hosali is same to Mysore what the importance of filling holds for Kariga Dabu sweets. Means without Hosali, the Mysore is nothing. It's void. Okay. So now, how does he stress that my Hosali is a very important place, and the local people of that village, they were simple and innocent, traditional people. How do we know that? Because there was one Dr. Gunda Bhatta, and he had traveled around a lot. So once the narrator asked him that, Annaya, have I been to England? He says, why? What's the use of going to England? Why should I ever go that? Actually, he had traveled a lot, but for him, a foreign country is not a charm. He says that, as a matter of fact, he says that why should he run around those foreigner people when he lives in a beautiful place like this? Okay, now what is the second thing? What are some main things he told about his place Hosali? The first thing, he says that it holds as much importance as Bharatvarsha, as Mysore to Bharatvarsha, and as Kariga Dabu to this festive meal and the filling to the Karikatabo. So the same importance of Hosali is for my soul. So in his heart, in his mind, his village was great. Now, what more things he's telling about his village? What more things are significant in his village? Hosali, sour mangoes. He was telling that in Hosali, mangoes are so sour, that forget about eating a whole mango. If you take one small bite of it, the sourness of it will go to your Brahmaranda. The word is used here is Brahmaranda, is the main part of your brain. Main part of your brain. Okay, so it will go to, it will like catch your nerves. It is so much sour. You cannot take the whole mango. Okay. Now, what is, he just gave an example that once he ate the chutney of this one and he was suffering from cough. That was so sour. Okay. Now that was the special quality. Good. So just as the mango is special, there was one more thing which was a special in Hosali, that was a creeper. The creeper and that plant, which was so fine that it grew in the water. Okay. And he told that if you go to pond for taking a bath, don't forget to pluck 1 or 2 leaves, because not only they give beautiful flowers, but the leaves of that plant, that creeper, is enough for you to forget about your dinner plate. I'm using the word dinner plate, but actually he is using the leaves for afternoon meal, because all of you must know that in villages still people they eat on, but in our northern India they eat on small leaves assembled together. But in South India, people they still eat on leaves. Usually they use banana leaves. You might have seen it. They eat on banana leaves. It is served in restaurants also over there, in some traditional restaurants also over there. So what the narrator is telling, that take a leaf or 2, pluck it out, and it will be enough for you to forget where to eat your dinner, eat your meal. Means it can serve as a plate, as a leaf to eat. Okay. Now, after praising his village, what is he telling? He's suggesting that if you want to come here, drop a line. Means he's inviting the readers to come to the place. Now, what does it signify? What does these lines show? That why he is inviting the readers to visit that place. The purpose of telling these lines is that if a person wants to know about a place, like if I want to know, if you want to know, if anybody wants to know more about any city, any village, any state, the only way, the best way is to visit it. Visit it, see it, and you will know more about it. That's why he's telling, come and visit my place, my Hosali. Okay, now we'll change point now. Next para. Okay, studying what I'm going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. 10 years from when he wrote the story. Means again long back when Ranga was a boy. Okay, those days is telling that English did not play much influence on people. People felt proud of their own language. Okay, and English was not used in between the local language. Fine, but nowadays, means when he wrote that story, he was telling that now wherever you walk, at every nook and corner, you can you can hear people using English sparingly. Means English and Tamil mix, English and Kannada mix, English and Hindi mix. But those days it was totally different. So he is giving a small instance that once Rama Rao's son, okay, he bought some firewood, abundant firewood from a village lady, and she asked for just 4 paise or something. He was not having change, so he told that I don't have a change. Now the word change, that was something peculiar for that lady. She just looked, crossed at him, that what is he telling? And she just went away murmuring, getting angry, because she didn't get a head tail of what he's saying. So those days, even the small simple word change was something very unusual for them. But now things are different. But still he is not against English, because here he has written. Now we are on page 18, third page of the book. Here what he has written: this priceless commodity, the English language. This priceless commodity means this is something priceless, something which we have to hold. So why this is a priceless commodity for him? Because he knows that without this language, it's difficult to survive. We cannot get very far in this world using our own language. Okay, not telling that we don't have to use, we should not use our language. We should, but the language chauvinism should not be there. And the English had become priceless commodity because it was precious. It will take people far. You can move in the world, you can move and mix with other people. That's why he was telling that it's priceless commodity, that English language. Okay, so now, that was a decade ago from when he wrote the story, when it was not used. And those days when Ranga went to Bangalore for studying, that was something very grand, a big event for them. So the people rushed outside his house. There was a big crowd surrounding his house. Why? Like an alien has come. That feeling was there inside the people, because they came there just to see, just to feel. Ranga, has he changed? How will he look? Actually, he has gone to Bangalore only for 6 months. But for them, it was something unusual, something which was very new for that village. Nobody had ever gone out of the village, and that too for studying in an English medium school. So they came. And they came, everybody gathered. The Accountant son has come. Okay. And come, Ranga is here, let's go and have a look. So everybody just came. And the narrator, when he saw the crowd, he was surprised. And when he asked somebody why people gathered here, then he was told that we have all come here to have a look. That how does he look now? How has he changed? How much influence that language has made on him? So they gathered there, and one old lady, she even took the liberty and touched Ranga to felt whether the Genevra was there. Genevra is what do you call this Yagya Pavit or Genevra in Hindi over here in North India, that is Genevra. And Brahmin boys used to wear in South India. So the lady just felt, and when she felt and saw that Genevra was there, she was relieved. Oh, my Ranga has not changed. The Genevra is still there. He still follows his tradition. She became contented and she told the crowd that everything is okay. So when people saw that he is very much the same Ranga, they disappeared one by one, the crowd was gone. Okay, when the crowd was gone, only the narrator Shyama was left. Now when Shyama was left alone, then he asked Ranga, how are you, my boy? Okay, then Ranga Then he noticed that, okay, somebody is here, one of my elders is here. So he had that much of modesty and decency that when he heard, then he said, okay, I'm all right. He did namaskara also, and namaskara was not like what youngsters do. They just fold their hands like this and do namaskar, namaste. Namaskara those days means, okay, touching the feet. So it left him in, Shama impressed. He was impressed. He was impressed when he did namaskara in that old traditional way. Okay. So children, what blessing came from his mouth? May you get married soon. That was a blessing he gave, because that was the blessing he felt from his heart. Those days, if you give blessing to somebody, they could think of only one thing: get married soon. So the same thing he told me, you get married soon. Okay, after that they talked some time and he left. And the same afternoon, Ranga bought some oranges and took it to Shama's house. He went to visit him, and seeing him with oranges and all that, Shama was impressed. Shama was impressed with the manners shown by Ranga. So they talked for some time. Then he asked directly, Ranga, when do you want to get married? And Ranga told, I'm not going to get married now. And he was surprised. Why is telling so? Because those days it was the tradition for child marriage. Children, then Ranga told that I'm not going to get married now. He was totally against marriage. Then Shama was surprised, and when he asked why not, then he told that he didn't believe in child marriage. He told that here at that place in this custom only child marriage is done, so he's totally against that. And he gave two reasons for that. He told that he needed a mature girl. If he will marry a mature girl where they have the mental compatibility to understand each other, not like dolls getting married. Okay, so for him, getting married means mental compatibility should be there, so they could understand each other and share the work and feelings. So, and the second thing, what he told that if I don't get a mature girl, I prefer remaining a bachelor than marrying a child. So then Ranga asked, what's another reason? Sorry, the narrator asked, what's another reason? Then he told that, and second thing, I'll marry the girl I admire. Means I have to know her, I have to understand her, I have to like her. Then only I will marry that girl. Ranga, he was confused in his mind, because he wanted to get him tied into that marital knot. But this boy, he's telling something else. He wanted mature girl and he wanted somebody he likes. Now he was telling, but inside his mind, he took a vow that I will get this boy married, and I will do it. Because just now, like I told you, everybody's marriage is everybody's business. And it was very much like that those days. So he had a resolution in his mind that I will get him married. So children, this is the story for today. Now tomorrow let us see whether he will succeed in getting Ranga married, and if he succeeds, how will he get the boy married? How will he change his mind, and will he succeed in getting Ranga married to a small girl who is only 11 years old? So we'll see tomorrow. For today, I'll take a break. Have a good day, children.